Hello everyone, this is Johannes.
And this is Cinema.
And you are watching Board Gaming Ramblings.
And welcome to our review Bohnanza.
The first review Bohnanza here on the Board Gaming Ramblings channel.
Yes.
This is a live video, but we hope you're watching it after the fact as well. The reason why we're doing this video is really simple. Most of these games are games that whether I got an Essen, and because life happened between then and now, I really haven't had the time to go through all of them. And I'm really sad for that because I wanted to get everything out as fast as possible after Essen, and it feels horrible to have been looking at this game and feeling that I need to talk about them, and we felt that this would be a good way to do it, to talk about it and to do that.
Yeah, because we want to talk about them.
Absolutely. Yeah. So that's what we're gonna do today. We are gonna do just that. And before we're gonna do that, I'm just gonna have a small announcement. Announcement time. It's gonna be an announcement. It's gonna be an announcement that we have got a sponsor.
Yay!
Woohoo!
That's really cool, actually.
Somebody likes our channel so much that they want to sponsor us and
That's
help
awesome.
us with some cool stuff that is coming up, and that's a board gaming company.
Yeah.
It's a pretty new board game company that started up next year. I almost said next year, which makes no sense. And the company that is supporting us, a very nice channel, which means so much to us, that is Forbidden Games.
Thank you.
And the company that does some so far made 2 games and one that was a Kickstarter, which I haven't had a chance to play it. Great gateway games with some nice touches to make some really interesting. Raccoon Tycoon was a fantastic game that came out last year, which I loved. If you want to support Glenn Drover and the other ones on Forbidden Games, you can go and check out their Railroad Rivals expansion Kickstarter, which is out right now.
That's cool.
Just so you know it, like if you're not like, oh no, they're gonna do sponsors, we're not gonna do like a blurb for them with every video. We're just gonna have their logos sometimes and talk about them sometimes, and because we like what they do and they like what we do, and we want to work with them, so we hope that's okay for all of you. Like we're probably not gonna do like critical reviews of their games, because that would be strange with somebody we work with. So but we will probably do some playthroughs of their games coming up throughout the year, and that's basically what I want to say about that.
Yeah.
Should we get started with the games?
Let's do it.
We do have some different games today, games that we like.
I'm glad we don't have like 10 copies of the same game. That would be really weird.
Yeah, but
we actually do have 2 copies.
Yeah, because
of
the people looking
yeah.
would already see 2 copies of one game down in the corner
Yes.
there. Oh, Jari Raska is asking about the sponsorship dance. Let's do it. This is a sponsorship dance.
Oh, you're doing the jazz
Yes,
dance?
yes.
I thought that was the crossover dance.
Oh, sorry. So this is a sponsorship dance.
Oh, I like this one.
Yeah, I don't know why we're doing this, but we're doing it, so that's for you, and also for Glenn Drover and Forbidden Games team. So, as you can see, we do actually have 201 game, and we're going to come back to that later. But first off, we're going to start with a game called Senators. This is a game from the company Indie Boards and Cards. They're like mostly known for making what's it called? Flashpoint, Fire Rescue. I'm pretty sure it's a co-op game. I don't usually play those kind of games. And they also had huge success with Aeon's End. They also made some smaller games. We have a few more of them that's coming up in the next Review Bohnanza video, probably next week. But today we have Senators.
Yeah.
This was a reprint. It was a game that came out in a very limited run in 2017. And then they picked it up and run with it. This is a commodity trading game with auctions, bidding. You can basically kind of steal cards from each other's. You can't really steal it, but you can like buy cards from each other's. Some really nifty things here. What do you think about this?
I think this is a little bit too mean for me. It took a while before I like got the idea of how the cards were mine, but not mine. That was a little tricky in the beginning, but then I started accepting it, and I think it's a really interesting way that you want to bid on a thing, so it's not too pricey for yourself, but it's too pricey for someone else. That balance is really hard to get. So really interesting game.
It's kind of like with Isle of Skye.
Yeah.
Where you're setting the price like a price that you, but it's kind of the other way around.
Yeah.
Because here I'm going to go to you. You choose different actions each round. One action is that you can bid for new cards. Another action is that you're going to go around and try to buy cards from the other players. And basically I can then choose one of the cards Sunrise having and saying, I will pay you like, let's say 7 coins for that, or 25 or whatever you want to pay for it. And then Sunrise will say yes or no. If she says no, she has to pay me that money that I told her that I would pay her, and then she owns the card, so she will take it up from the table, and it's her, and nobody can steal it away from her.
Yeah.
And then you basically, what you're trying to do is to get sets of different commodities, either the same number of different commodities, or the same color, and if you get it like in a straight, like if you get a 2, 3, 4, you will get a bonus.
Yeah.
So it's kind of straightforward, but it's a neat little auction-style game that I really enjoyed, and I want to play it again.
Yeah.
It's short enough with some interesting special ability cards and stuff like that.
Yep.
So, anything else you want to add about that?
No, but I think that for like auction game that's kind of mean, I think that it's fast enough and interesting enough for me to enjoy it actually.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. I don't really feel like it's mean. I know you feel it, but for me, I don't feel like it's mean. It feels more like I had to know. It's like Trois for me. I had to remember that my dice aren't really mine.
Yeah.
It's a common pool of resources, so even though I paid to buy that card, it might not be mine if I don't get to use it or buy it again, so it's my private one. So that's Senators from Indie Boards and Cards. I'm gonna put it over here.
I remember I used up like all my money at some point, and then I could not buy anything more, so you got it like super cheap, all of the stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's great. We have a 1,000-year beard here. That's an old beard.
Oh, well, that's a real old beard.
It's really old. Hey!
And it's from Seattle.
Yeah, basically like this, if you have any questions about the games we're talking about, please let us know, because that's one of the reasons we're doing this live, is to interact. So if there's anything you're wondering, let us know and we will try to get it. The next game we have is a game I already talked about quite a bit. It's called Root. It's an amazing game. I love it. It was in my top 10 games of 2018. I don't remember exactly where it was, but it was, I think it was like pretty high, but not in the top 5, I think. Super fun. Of course, horrible to teach, because you're basically teaching 4 different games if you're playing a 4-player game. So much going on. Interesting puzzle, but it's basically like an interactive puzzle for me. Yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, I like it as well, and not as good as you, but if I would choose like a game with asymmetric roles, Root would be, I think, the first thing I thought of.
How many can you think of? Like
now, 3.
3. What's the last one?
Like the judge tree and the...
Oh yeah, but that's there's a lot of like the 2-player games which are different. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I think the most amazing thing with this game is that they made a 4-player game where everybody's basically playing their different games and it works.
Yeah, I still got like the feeling that the green faction is like easier or something to play with, and a little bit OP if somebody doesn't stop them. And this is a major problem in this game, that if you're new to the game and you're playing poorly, you can just let someone else win, and it's also kind of king making sometimes, but you got that problem in other games too, but here they're more they have like a more what do you call it, effect on the game. It has a bigger impact on the game. It's
a bigger issue. Yeah, I absolutely agree. That was one of the things I talked about when we spoke about this last time. Basically, it's best to play with people of the same skill level, because it's kind of the one game where, like, if you don't see that, no, you have to do that, and if you don't do that, that player's gonna win. So that's like the negative I have to say, but I really enjoy this. There's been so many reviews, so many glowing reviews, and some people who didn't like it, but I think this is a great game. I want to play it again. I don't know if we will have time for it anytime soon, but, and it's not that great of a 2-player game. You haven't played it too.
Nope.
I played a couple of times with 2 to learn it. it was okay, but it needs 3 or 4 players, I think, for me to be great.
Yeah.
So that's it. Anything else you want to add for Root?
No, that's okay.
That's Root. So we're gonna put that over here. And now we're going to come to a game we don't like, which not going to be like a huge surprise.
No.
Because most people don't like it. Some people have said they liked it, but we don't like it.
Nope.
It's a game that I have over here. It's called Discover Lands Unknown.
So disappointed.
And it's also called Discover Lands Unknown. So we have 2 of these boxes. The reason for that is that we were sent these to review and to check the differences in the boxes. I opened up mine and played it with another friend. We played that. Got a couple of the different what's called again terrains, and then I brought Sunniva's copy to Sunniva. We opened it up and she had the exact same terrains. So that was kind of a bummer because we wanted to see the different ones. But then I thought, because this is a story game and every game is going to be different, so I thought that, I don't know if can you see your face if you have that in front of you.
You see
oh, you do? Okay, I just looked like you were just behind here. Hiding behind Discover Lands Unknown. I thought like, okay, even though it's the same terrain, you should probably have another story, right? Because that's one of the deals of the game. Then we played your copy, and it was the same story.
Wasn't it a little different?
No, it wasn't. It was kind of... It was maybe like... no, basically it wasn't. It was the exact same thing. And that was kind of boring.
Yeah.
And the story for my game was kind of boring, so...
And I didn't... you played like both of them to see the difference. Yes. But I have only played my copy. Yes. So it was like my first impression of the game. And even if... when it was all new to me, it was not an interesting story.
No, basically you have to have like, this feels like only a gimmick. I know people talk this up and down and you know it already. Feels like a gimmick. It doesn't have fun gameplay, it doesn't have a fun story. Like, if the gameplay would be poor, and if the story was great, yes, you might come back from that. But when the story is basically, oh, you're somewhere, go over there. Now you're here, go over there. Now you need to find something. Now you're done. That's not a really interesting story at all for me. The first time I played it, I was kind of like, because I heard so many negative things, first time I played it, I was kind of, this is okay. Then I played it again, was not fun, and I played it again, it was even less fun. So it basically just got less and less fun, because I saw the gameplay was not fun, and the story is bad. So there's been said so much stuff about this game already, I don't feel like I need to add on to that. Basically, if you watch Thomas's review, I agree with almost everything he said. Anything you want to add? No,
you're saying all of the things that worth saying about this game, I think.
Sorry, I wasn't trying to not let you say it.
It's okay. I'm a sucker for like story games and exploring and figuring out puzzles. I thought maybe this would be like a streamlined version. No, not exactly, but have some similarity and like hook me like Seven Continent did.
Yes, because it's the same theme. Like it's the same theme of exploration of a place. Yeah.
Yes, but it didn't. It feels like. I'm not getting interested, and no, it doesn't work for me, I think.
I agree. GCA is saying, evening, I feel cheated. I expected a review of Bohnanza. Okay, so Bohnanza is this bean game from Uwe Rosenberg where you collect beans in your hand. You cannot unshuffle your hand. You will then play out the beans and you will try to play the same beans in the same field because you only have 3 fields. And then you're going to have to trade with all the people around the table and say like, oh, I have this bean because I don't want to play it, but you have to play it from the start. And you do that around the table and it's a fun game. So that's Bohnanza.
Oh, I thought you should say, what do you think of Bohnanza?
What do you think of Bohnanza?
I like Bohnanza. It's a great, like, gateway game.
So there you have it. That's the review of Bohnanza. Thank you so much for watching. I'm just kidding. Okay, can you put this on the ground or something?
On the ground.
On the ground. And we have next up here, we have Fertility. Fertility. This is little game from Catch-Up Games. Another game I got in Essen in Spiel. This is a game I played a demo of actually in Essen. I went for a day thinking like, do I need to get this to bring home? And then I thought like, yeah, I do, because I enjoyed it quite a bit. And we played it quite a few times now, and it's a fun little game.
Yeah.
You want to start off?
Yeah, I like it. It's quite easy to teach. It's quite like interesting choices. It feels kind of like a racing game.
Okay.
Because you see these opportunities like everywhere, but you feel like if I'm building there, I'm setting the next player up for like this amazing like placement.
Yeah.
And you don't want to do that, but you also want to get it yourself. So then, and also you're making the scoring yourself. So I like that as well.
Yeah, it's super streamlined. Like every time on your turn, you have like a couple of pieces in your hand. You're gonna place a tile and then get some resources hopefully from that tile, and then you're gonna use some of those resources to buy a building, and you can fill out some of the slots on those resources to score points, and then the resources you have left gets discarded, and you start over again. It's super quick, super light. We played it like 5 or 6 times, I think. I don't know if I will ever play it again, because I enjoyed it, but it wasn't like amazing. I don't think like if you buy a lot of games, I don't think you need to buy this game. Like if you want something light, if you want something super light, which you can teach to almost anybody, but with enough depth so it still feel fresh, I think this is a good one.
Yeah, I think so as well. But I think maybe if I would go like down to the basics with someone, I would maybe rather take out Queen or King Domino. Because yes, so I don't see this going to our table very often.
No,
because either we're going easier, or we're going heavier than this game.
Yeah.
So, but if you don't have a really big collection, I think this is a neat game.
Absolutely. Hello, Carrie.
Okay.
I'm kind of answering the comments. You should see them if you're seeing this after the fact.
But
That's
it
Fertility.
sounded so random. Just, hello, Carrie.
Bohnanza is saying, did you ever play Three Kingdoms? Did you play that? Three Kingdoms, Three Ducks?
No, I don't think I did.
I played it once. It's a great game. It's a heavier kind of game, only 3-player game. I kind of thought about picking it up sometime, but our neighbor owns it, so I can play it with him if we want to play it. So it's a great game. Should we just continue?
Yes.
Are you ready?
Yeah. I thought you were asking like the live people.
Oh, that would be strange. Like
that would be really strange.
Are you ready? And then wait like the 20 seconds, then
yes.
it's the lag, and then I will go to the next one. Now we're gonna have a Stronghold Games Bohnanza inside of the review Bohnanza.
Just don't confuse the guy over there
with Bohnanza the game.
So we have Bohnanza.
We have 3 games from Stronghold Games. They are originally from 2F Spiele, because all of them are games by Friedemann Friese. We have Fortune. This is a small game. This is basically small, medium, and large from Friedemann Friese this year.
Actually.
And then we have Fine Sand from Friedemann Friese. And next up we have Futuropia from Friedemann Friese. So what I think we should do is to start with the one we like the most and then go to the one we like least. And it's gonna be small, medium, large. So let's start with the small. This is Fortune. What do you think about this?
I have not played it. Yes. So you have to talk about this one.
I will. You have not played it. It is another game in the Fast Forward series, a game series where the purpose is to not have to read any rules. I love that idea. We spoke about that last year as well when they had the first 3 ones. I love that idea. Of course, the problems come when you have a rules question, because there's nowhere to actually check the rules. We had that in here as well. It's a math game, but with great, like you're trying to have the best cards in your hand, depending on the rules. Like sometimes you're gonna have to, if you have 3 of this card, or sometimes it's a negative, sometimes it's a multiplication, sometimes like that. So you have to try to think about what you're gonna keep in your hand. Super interesting game. Changes of the rules are going quick enough. Just great fun, basically. I recommend this. It's great fun. You can sit down with 3 people or 3 other people. It's a 4-player game. 3 to 5. You can play it with 5 players. We played it with 4 and then 5 in the end. And you can play through it in an evening. Like in 3.5 hours, you're gonna be done. I think you should probably split it up into 2 or 3 times, because we played it in one evening and it was kind of too long. But it's a great one. I think maybe this is my favorite of the fast forward games.
Then I have to play it.
Yeah, it's super fun. I think we should play this again with my parents, which we did with the other ones.
That would be cool.
Played through that again. So that's Fortune.
That sounds good.
Nothing more to say about that. And hey, Frank. Hey to Canada. People from all around the globe. That's super fun. Okay, next up we have Fine Sand. Freedom and Freeze, another game with an F. This is another game in the Fabled system, like with Fabled Fruit. This is not called Fabled Sand. It should have been called Fabled Sand, I think, because it's a Fabled game. What do you think about this?
I can't say it's my favorite Fable game.
Of the 2.
Yes, so I still like Fabled Fruit better.
Yeah, me as well.
Yes, have you explained anything about the game?
No, basically this is kind of a reverse deck building game. You start with 30 cards in your deck, and the goal is to raise the fastest to get rid of them. It's a game where you play simultaneous rounds, and what you're going to do is going to draw some new cards, then you're going to choose either to draw more cards or to build a building, and then you're going to have to discard down to your limit. And the buildings you're building are either sand castles, which is cards you get rid of, or they're kind of things that makes the other actions better, like drawing more cards at the beginning of the round, drawing more cards as an action, or getting to build more buildings. And the interesting part is, of course, that the deck evolves over time. And I think some of the cards you're getting are interesting, makes the game more interactive, more unique. But all in all, I didn't really got dragged into this one.
Nope.
I think one reason, and this is kind of a topic in itself, I don't really like simultaneous playing games. If it's not like a timed game where that's the point of the game, because I feel, and you might say like, oh, but when you're playing like a multiplayer solitaire, it doesn't matter, because it does for me, because I like to see what you're doing, I like to follow along and see, oh, you're doing that kind of things, maybe I should try doing something different. In this game, I played this quite a bit solo, and that was exactly the same experience as playing it with somebody else, because you were just looking down and just doing what you were doing, and you're done. And then you're around doing what you're doing, and you're done.
I felt like this took a lot longer time than a round of Fabled Fruit.
Yeah, it wasn't too long.
No, but it felt much more of a race with Fabled Fruit, because
yes.
Yes, and I got that excitement to play the next round. I think we played like lots of rounds in an evening when we played Fabled Fruit. I don't have the urge to do this with Fine Sand.
No, it's a fine game.
Haha.
Nobody saw that one coming.
Nah.
A fine game for Fine Sand. Board Game Fangirl is saying that I like this review, Bohnanza. That's awesome. I guess you liked Fine Sand way less than Rado. I didn't know if that you liked it so much, but probably he did, because you're saying it. Yeah, it's okay. It wasn't really super fun, but I liked it more solo than I did playing it, and I never play games solo. I like it more solo than I did with more players, because it basically felt the same, and I could just sit and do the puzzle. I enjoyed the puzzle of it.
Yeah.
And I could just sit doing that while watching TV and doing other activities.
Yes.
So it's a decent one. I would recommend it most for solo play, or if you want something, check it out more. Like if you like the idea of it, I like the idea. I love a lot of Freedom and Freeze's ideas.
Yeah.
And that's a great segue, basically. I like a lot of things he's trying. I feel like a lot of his games are experimental. He's trying doing like this, the Fabled system. He's doing the fast forward games.
That's really cool.
He did 504, which basically almost nobody liked. And then we have his newest big game. It's been a while since he did a big game. And I was excited for this.
Yes.
I was really excited because one of my favorite games is Friedman Freeze's game. It's Power Grid. And because of that, I kind of feel like I like him more than I kind of do.
Yeah.
Because when I started thinking about it, like, what other Friedman Freeze game do I love? And that was no one.
No. Power Grid.
Yeah, it's Power Grid. And then...
But he's really good in that one.
It was going to come a big economic game called Futuropia, which I'm pretty sure is an art experiment, but we can come back to that soon. In this game, I love the theme of this game, right? It's a great theme.
Yes.
In this game, you are in the future. You're trying to not do anything. Perfect for me.
Yes.
You're just trying to have all the time in the world to play board games, to watch TV, to play drums, to do whatever you want to do, while the robots are working, making energy and making food.
Love the concept, yeah.
Yeah, the concept is great. And I was so intrigued. The rules, really nice. I read the rules up because people were saying like, oh, this is really action anymore. And then if you want on your turn, you can pay some resources. I don't remember the number, but it's quite a few resources to...
And I just felt like I'm doing the same thing over and over and over again. And it didn't intrigue me. And I also felt like the end of the game didn't matter that much when the game ended, because then you're just going around and around and around till everybody's happy with what I've been doing. And so I kind of, like the first time we played it, I kind of rushed to get to be sure that I did what I wanted to do, because that's what you do. And then I'm just like, oh, now you get to do it too. So I just rushed for no particular reason. Yeah, so that was kind of weird. What do you think?
I as well had that feeling like in the beginning of the game, I was like, oh, this is kind of fun. I enjoy this. But I think the problem with it is that, as some people said, it's super scripted. Like, you get food, and then you get new people. You get energy, and you get new robots. And then you get income.
And that could be cool to have that maximizing the best out of the order of stuff. And yeah, I kind of like the concept.
Yeah, I do. It felt like it could have been a great puzzle.
Yeah.
But it ended up being kind of a mediocre puzzle.
Yeah.
And not really interesting. And also, the setup for this is horrible. You have to organize 16,000 different pieces, and it takes so much space on the table, and you feel like it's going to be a huge epic game, and then you start, and it's basically just organizing and it's so cheap to flip over the pieces if you wanna. It's not like, oh, I can't do that now because then I can't do it later. Just do it later.
Yep.
So sadly, we didn't like it. I would have loved to like it, but we have to be honest. I couldn't sit here and say oh, this is a great game, because
it isn't.
I would no, it wasn't. As I said, I was after I played this the first time, I felt like this was kind of an art experiment from Friedman Freeze. That in 3 years he would say haha, that's how it is to be a robot. You're just doing the same thing over and over and over. So basically, the game was made just to make us feel like robots. Is what I think. If you come out and say that now, probably wouldn't trust him. But it's. Yeah, I'm sad every time when I don't like a game I wanted to like, and I'm sad sitting and saying negative things about games. I know we have to do it because we're reviewers, we're criticizing games. That's what we're doing. We can't love everything. But I like being positive, and it's kind of it's a downer for me personally when I have to talk about games I don't like, but sometimes you don't like a game, and we need to say that as well.
Yeah, and that's okay. You can't like every game.
You can't. And I know people liked it more than us, but I feel like the consensus for this game is that it's not so good.
Nope.
So that's Futuropia.
Yes.
We only have one more game for this review bonanza, and that is Escape Tales: The Awakening. This is an escape room game with a focus on story. If you've seen our videos before, or escape room video, or top videos, you know that we love escape rooms. We love playing escape rooms real life. We played around 80 or so escape rooms, and we played almost every single escape room board game there is. And when I heard about this, and I saw it's going to be like a story-focused one, because you love story and I love story, then we need to get this.
Yes.
So, remember, not spoiling anything.
Yep.
Just like generalization. What do you think about Escape Tales: The Awakening? Let's start with the positives.
Yes. I like the theme of the game. I like the absurdity and the dark sides and the like heavy story that it is in many ways. I like that. I like also the puzzles are, most of them are really cool. And also I like the hint system they have for this, because you have a website.
A website, yes.
Where you can ask for hint for the puzzle, so you're not completely lost. And also it's neat that it actually is a website, so you don't have like hint cards and lots of fiddly stuff. That's really nice. Yeah,
so I agree with all you say. What do you think about the story?
I think the story is intriguing. It got me really interested. I think it's a good story here.
Absolutely. Yes. I love this story. I cannot wait for the next Escape Tales game. I'm pretty sure it's going to come this year. I love the way they did this. I love the puzzles. I love the way you had to think.
Yes.
I love the experience. It took us, I think, 4.5 hours. We played it all in one go because we just wanted to play it because it was so intriguing and so fun. The way you make choices, which takes you different paths, is really, really good. Carrie, is there any point in asking questions? I'm just going to answer that. Yeah, we're going to do this, and then we're going to answer some questions at the end.
But if you got some questions related to these specific games, we will of course.
Absolutely, and also we're doing like a video for only questions each month as well. But we did like a short question answer at the end of the last of yesterday's video, and we think we're gonna do that like today as well. So we're gonna answer some questions then. So yes, I like almost everything with this game. I think it's amazing. I think it's a great theme. Board Game Fangirl is saying it's a dark. It's very dark. Like if you don't like dark themes and you don't think you will enjoy that, it is basically a.
It has some horror movie vibes about it.
Yeah. It's about you going into a fictional world, or like not fictional in the game, but try to save your daughter from a coma. So it's a kind of dark theme, but it's not like, it doesn't feel like, ooh, for me. A couple of things were kind of creepy. So basically, if you like escape room games, I think you should get this. It's an amazing experience.
And the puzzles actually impressed me a lot.
Yes.
I thought that they would like have a story as their higher priority and didn't have like that strong of puzzles, but they actually balanced it really well in this one. Yes.
Absolutely, and they have actually gotten people from Lock Me, which is an escape room website, really big in Poland. There are also a couple of other countries that have their website. So people from the Lock Me page in Poland has made these puzzles, which makes it like people who've done thousands of escape rooms have made the puzzles, which should talk for itself. Yeah. The only problem with this game is that it says here on the back, it says multiple endings. Every choice has a different impact on the story. Puzzles you solve, paths you take, decisions will shape decisions you make, all of this will shape your story different and will have a different impact on the ending. And then it says replay value. You won't gain access to every puzzle and location in a single playthrough of the game. Everything you do will impact the end result, which means the game can be played more than once.
Yes, and all of that is true.
It is.
Yes.
But I wouldn't buy the game for it.
Nope.
We played it again the day after we played it the first time. Of course, I think it would be more fun like to not play it for 2 years and then play it again. Then I think I would have fun again. But this is not a game you should buy for the replay value.
Nope.
Because it was, for me, super boring to play it a second time. And we kind of cheated and went through all the endings just to check it out. Without spoiling anything, it's not worth doing that. like at all. There's a couple of different things you will if you try to play differently than you did the first time you played, you will see a couple of different things. But other than that, it's the same. So buy this as a one-time experience and then give it away or sell it.
Or wait some time.
Yes.
And then you can play it again. And I think you will have a good time, but just we kind of gamified it the other time around.
Yeah.
So we just wanted to see everything and wanted to like do everything that we didn't do last time. Then the story and the theme just like
because you had seen a lot of it before.
Yes.
So I love this game.
Yes.
It's an amazing game.
Absolutely.
One of the best games that came out last year, like as an experience. I think this is my favorite escape room game. It is. It is my favorite escape room game. It is super good. Because it's longer, like, it's not stressful. It's not like, oh, we have 60 minutes, we have to do that. That's great. But this is exploration. This is doing choices, multiple parts.
Yes.
A great experience that I really recommend.
Yes, me too. I really like it. What I think is great about other escape room-ish games is that you kind of have to see it all to finish the game.
Yes.
Here you can go through the game the first time and maybe the only time you play, and you will not solve all the puzzles and you will not see all of the things the game has to offer. And I personally have a little bit of problem with that because I want to see everything. So if you know that you're that kind of person, you will probably play it one more time, just like we did, to see what you missed. I really want to do that, but I really recommend this one.
It's amazing, and that's the last game for today.
Yes.
We have more games that we need to go through, so we're gonna do that next week, hopefully. We hope you like this format. If you did, please let us know in the comments. And if people are live now, if there's anything you want to ask, do it now.
Yes.
Tomorrow we're doing a live playthrough of the expansion for Chronicles of Crime Noir. If everything is working technically, we're gonna have to try that out, and we think we have it all fixed and set up, and we will do the best we can to make that a great stream as well. It's gonna be earlier, so if you are in the US, it's probably gonna be in the middle of the night. But if you are in Europe, it's probably gonna be a hopefully decent time to join us. Of course, it's gonna be spoilers, but it's gonna be I think it's going to be a fun experience, and you can basically play it with us. It's a game where you can say like, oh, do this and do that.
And we need help.
And help us with solving the case. So I'm looking forward to that. If there's any questions that you have, please ask them now, and we will be here for like 5-10 minutes, depending on what happens before we have a Friday evening here in Norway, and maybe play a board game or do something else that's fun.
Sounds good.
And just relax after a work week. We do have a couple of questions here. Carrie is asking, did you come together because of games? We did not, as Board Game Fangirl is saying that we did a previous live stream where we talked about it. I think we did talk about that in the January Q&A.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think we did it in the January Q&A. We can do it just briefly. I worked with a stand-up club. We had a stand-up course. You went to the stand-up course, and now we're here almost 7 years later. So you were like, "Oh, he's so funny. I need to be with him."
That was exactly what happened.
Yes.
Yeah, totally. And I remember the first half year we were together, you were gradually getting more board games because you were tired of people sitting on their phones, and you wanted to have a more social activity. And I was used to playing like family games, and I had a little struggle to get into the heavy games. I only played Carcassonne in the beginning.
Yes.
And but we kept the hobby, and now we really love it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Corey is asking, what are your favorite game mechanisms? That's a super hard question to answer on the spot, because we should probably do like a top 10 game mechanisms video. That would be fun.
That would be a hard list to make, though.
It would. I love worker placement. I really enjoy that mechanism in different forms.
Co-op mechanism? I'm just kidding.
Co-op mechanism, is it? No, I don't remember if it's... Let's see what Board Game Geek says. Let's see if it says...
But I'm really into tiling right now, actually. I think there have been a lot of tiling, good new tiling games the last year that have got me really intrigued by that.
Which ones are you thinking about?
And you're putting me on the spot here.
Mechanisms, cooperative play.
Then I like that one. Amongst others, but I really enjoy co-op.
I don't like co-op so much. I love playing co-op games with stories. I really like those Tetraminos puzzle tiling games, like where you have them trying to puzzle things together, like in the Rosenberg games, and of course the big one, Feast for Odin, and a lot of those were coming out last year, which I really enjoy.
Yes.
Tiling-wise, I cannot wait to play Sorcerer's City.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why, but I'm just so hyped for that game.
Yeah.
It's kind of
I'm
like...
really hyped on. You should stop. Maybe it disappoints you.
I think it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
And I'm not like, oh, chomping at the bits. It's just like, it's one of those games that, most games on a back on Kickstarter, I go and back them and I forget that they exist. And maybe after a while it's like, oh, that's a game, and I go check it out, like, oh, that looks cool. But with Sorcerer City, somehow it's just been stuck in my brain since the Kickstarter and up until now.
Yeah.
And I cannot wait for it to be delivered.
Looking forward to that, but yeah, we should make like top list.
10 or that would be fun. I know people enjoy that. To know even more about what kind of games we like.
And I have to see like a list of all the opportunities, because you kind of forget what mechanisms there are. Yeah. Because each time I think something is a worker placement, you're just, nope, it's a worker management or something, action selection, something like that.
Yeah. Boja70 is asking, already bought your new house? No, we haven't. We're still in the super small apartment where this studio is so basically 70% of it, and the rest is board games. We sleep on board games. We don't have a bed, it's just board games.
Yes.
No, we're just waiting to finalize your new job, and then we're going to try to get a loan, and then we're going to try to buy a house, hopefully in the next 2 months or something like that, if everything goes as planned. So if there's no more questions, we are gonna end this. Basically, we're gonna give it a couple of seconds because we know there's a time delay.
But you're missing the one, is it true you love Felt games in the beginning, but after Mullen, his games are not that great anymore? I don't think that's true.
No, I think if you go to last night's live, you will see that we don't think that.
Yeah. We love his new games. I have not played Merlin, but I've heard some bad things about it.
I guess I wonder from who. No, he's been kind of up and down for me all the time. I love a lot of his games, and some others I don't. You can top 10 Stefan Fell games from yesterday. We'll probably tell you what you're wondering about that.
Yes.
GCA saying thanks for the stream, appreciate it, always entertaining, thank you so much for watching, means so much. It's even more fun to do live streams when people are actually watching, because or else we would just be talking to ourselves. Doris asking games you're most looking forward to this year. I did a top 10 anticipated games. Those are probably still my top 10. You don't really know a lot of the games coming.
I'm looking forward to Sorcerer's City because that's the name, you say it out loud now. I'm really looking forward to Stefan Feld's new game. Something 20...
It's a Revolution
28 or
not
something?
Not 2028, it's a 1928.
1928.
Yes. I know it's going to be like a dual 2-player game with some take that and stuff, but it's going to be interesting anyways.
I want to try it.
Yeah, absolutely. But you don't research games. You just listen to what I say, like, look at this game, it looks fun. Or I'm going to buy this game, because we have kind of the same taste, so you kind of just...
Yeah. And I'm hoping for the expansion for the detective game.
Yes.
Really looking forward to that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. Then you can check out the top 10 anticipated games list. Not to not answer your question, but I did that already, and I don't remember all of them, so that's the reason why I'm not answering more well. So we're gonna try again. If there's no more questions, we're gonna end this last call for questions. And of course, like we're just experimenting with this live stuff, I think it's really fun.
Yeah.
I love it, and if you enjoy the live streams, please let us know so we will know to continue with them, and we'll have fun with that.
Yeah.
So Board Game with Neros is saying, looking forward to play some games with you at GotCon. Yeah, we don't know if we're going yet. I haven't spoken to you about that. I will talk to you. We are not completely sure. maybe you can what is it called again in English? Make
Maybe
us
you can
not make us come,
convince
but
us.
convince us. It would be said like maybe you can make us go there, like coming to our house and clubbing us in the head. Don't do that. Board Game Fangirl is saying, are you guys excited for Time Stories 2.0? Of course.
Yeah.
It's Time Stories.
Of course.
But first, I'm excited to play Time Stories on Tuesday because we're playing the Brotherhood of the Coast. We haven't gotten to that yet because time, and the 4 people we're playing with, you have not lived here, and another player is almost always on the road.
We have lives.
Yeah. And so I'm gonna play that, and then Madame is coming soon, I hope, and then 2.0.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Yes.
I just can't hide it. That's the sun.
Help me.
Oh, you're awesome.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna
Wrap it up.
we're gonna wrap it up,
Yeah.
and we're gonna have a nice evening.
Yeah.
And we hope you're gonna have a nice evening or day or night or whatever time it is where you are. Thank you so much for watching. It means a lot. It's great to have you all here. If anyone's watching who haven't subscribed, please do that now.
Yeah.
It's free and it's fun, and you will see.
So fun.
Borta is saying, I'm looking forward to Board Game Ramblings Con.
Oh.
Yeah, let's
But
do
Norway
that.
is really expensive.
And nobody's gonna come
Nobody's
because it'll be like, it'll be like nobody. Yeah, you come here like, yeah, what's the price for like a soda? It's like $60,000.
Yeah, and you can buy some games while you're here.
Yeah, we're going to Board Game
so
Ramblings Con to
expensive.
buy games. It's gonna be like, oh yeah, I can buy half a game for what I could buy 16 games from in the US.
Yeah.
But it would of course be fun, but we're not there yet. Like, we're a super small channel, but we're having fun with this, and so far I'm liking this live stuff.
Yeah, me too.
It's really fun to do. So yeah.
Cool.
That's it. We're gonna hope to see some of you tomorrow. That's in only 16 hours.
Yes.
And can I get one last fun cannon? No, you can't, because that has to be like a special occasion. Like, the Cannon of Fun is only coming out when there's a Cannon of Fun anywhere. And this has been fun. This is almost, it's even been fun.
But is it through the roof? That's the question.
No, it's...
Is it through the roof?
Oh, you're spoiling them now. You're giving them through the roofs. Fun Cannon is coming when Fun Cannon time is here. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be a douche, but Fun Cannon is coming to YouTube
Cinema,
near you.
Yeah, near you.
Near you, somewhere. Okay. Let's wrap this actually up. Thank you for watching. Tomorrow, if you have the time, please come and join us playing Chronicles of Crime and have fun with that together with us. I'm really excited for the new expansion. Help us solve the mission and have fun together. And that's the end of the stream. Thank you so much for watching. We will talk to you soon. I'm Johannes.
And I'm Sora.
And you've been watching Board Gaming Ramblings. Bye bye.